I don't know if I'll I don't know if I'll post this, but I felt like I needed to kind of record it because I share so many positive things and I share so much about, you know, overcoming moments of negativity or overcoming just an experience that you want to heal from or change or shift, transmute, if you will. But I am currently in India in a room, snazzy, if you will, being detained at the Bangalore airport. And because I made a mistake, right? I thought I was arrogant and thought that my visa would be completed by, it would have processed because it's like an e-visa online situation, and it was like, oh, it'll take 3 days to process. So I was like, well, I'll go ahead and go, because what's the worst that can happen is that they, I have to catch a flight to another location, or maybe I have to sit for a bit. I'm not thinking that I would just like have to go through this whole like detainment process, and I don't have my passport and I don't have my boarding pass, and it was so and I got in at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and the wave of emotions that I have felt, not to mention I'm thousands of miles away from home. It is a weekend here. It's a Sunday, so it's not like I was coming for work, so it's not like I can just contact the work people and be like, hey, and then y'all, I've gone through everything. I've cried like twice. I have I have reached out to the US Embassy, to the Indian Embassy, to the Indian Embassy in the US. I've reached out to the US Embassy here. The airport people, been very nice. It was a little sus a couple of moments, and I think I was just more frustrated because I was like really maintaining my nervous system. And like I've had a multitude of experiences, so it's kind of like I kept seeing fragments of different experiences like this in my life, like when I went to jail one time, and I was in the holding cell, and like nobody knew where I was, and like it wasn't anything that I could do, and so that came up. And then sometimes when I'm doing too much, God would like sit me down, and I would either get sick or something like this might happen if I was like moving around too much. I kept asking, like I was like praying, and I was like, God, I was even asking my friend, I'm like, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? Because the mind is continually trying to find rationale. And so I was like, okay. And I just had to deal with the options that I had available. And so the options were like, go back to Doha, where I don't have to have a visa, which originally I was like, maybe I should just stay here in Doha until it gets approved, because it's like 4 hours away, so it's not as long of a flight. I was like, maybe I should just stay here until it gets approved, and then and then proceed with my travels, because you can do like a stopover. I could have made adjustments, and it would have just been in a level of comfort, but and I made a mistake, and I'm heavy on myself when it comes to mistakes. I'm really heavy on myself, and I've talked about that in different spaces. And I finally did allow myself to like get some rest, because I got kind of tired, and they brought me a blanket and sleep on this couch. Like, I cannot make this up, y'all. This is like what I have. This is the room. I cannot make it up. And I was like, okay, young Kara, what can you do? What is does Spirit want you to see, acknowledge, and experience in this moment? And what's available to you? Like, I was just started asking myself all those questions after I slept for a bit, after I've cried for a bit. I really don't want to eat the food because I am still a little bit upset because it's a very vulnerable experience. And I was like, maybe God is making me experience this because other people experience this. I haven't gotten the full scope of what this experience is to teach me definitively, but the one thing that I felt in my body was that I made a mistake. Now move on. Like, you made a mistake. Now move on. Keep moving. Because I kept moving to get here. So maybe I have to keep moving through the situation, through the process. Like, rest, get up, use the time in the best way that you can. Because I have the time. That nothing is going to change between now. If it is, it's not in my control. Because once again, in the little room. So I've done all the things that I could do. I booked a flight back. I alerted, it was people waiting for me, like cars, and my company had, booked me a car, and I have a hotel room and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to let the hotel know that I'm behind, and yeah, these are kind of like, because check-in was at 3, it's now, I think it's like 6 o'clock or something here. Yeah. So I am not sure. I'm gonna write. I'm gonna do some work. But the first thing was I had to acknowledge that I made a mistake. I made a mistake. And mistakes get made. And it's okay. Because whenever you do make a mistake, that's always an opportunity for God to teach you something. That's always an opportunity to learn something. And it's an opportunity for you to experience something too. I mean, I've experienced my friends showing up for me. One of them called the embassy. She was like, absolutely not, you're not. Like, I've experienced a trust in a different way because I had to like navigate some things with my friends to be like, hey, can you do me this favor to help this person that's coming to help me? I know my daughter is secure. I know my mother is secure. I know, my important people are okay in the Americas. So I'm just over here in India, detained. Hopefully by the time I post this and it'll be a follow-up video that'll be like, so let me tell you about the amazing thing that happened after I was I don't know what that's gonna be yet. There's also that part, the part of not being connected to an outcome. I would like to take a shower though. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, I've had on these clothes and I actually purposely like washed with. It is currently Sunday morning. I think it's Sunday. It's Sunday evening here in India. This is to give y'all some context. It's currently Sunday going into the evening here. So it's like 6 o'clock. Right now it's about 5 a.m., 6 a.m., like 6:30 a.m. In 6:30 a.m. in the U.S. Yes. Yes, I'm good. Thank you, though. And they like have people like come in and check on you. It's cool. But it's 6:30 a.m. in Dallas Sunday morning right now currently, and I left at 1:30 a.m. No, I left at 1:30 p.m. on Friday. And it was like all types of confusion. Like, I thought my flight left on Saturday. I had booked it for Friday, so I was like hurrying up and scrambling and I get everything done, and I kind of just felt hurried trying to get here. And like maybe that was a lesson too. Like maybe God was like, not everything is worth all the effort that you're putting into it. So like you really need to like evaluate your energy and see how you're showing up and what you need to do. Like I said, I haven't been able to like fully bake it out. I just know that I'm here, know that I came up here. That was like 24 hours of travel. Excuse me. 24 hours of travel time. Like by the time I got to India, Bangalore, and it was like I was just super tired by the final leg. Not just like tired, but like tired of flying at that point, because I was like, okay, this last 4 hours, and it was a little bit more cramped and it was moving slow. I was like, why is this plane going so slow? Like, I felt like the minutes were like the slowest minutes ever. But, and that's so funny because like we're always thinking about time and we're always like, oh, time is moving so fast. But then like, and then you can be in a situation like that and it feels like time is moving so slow and you're just like, all right, really, which one is it? Is it that it's moving fast or is it moving slow? Is it just me? I don't know. But I don't know, I'm here and I was excited about being here. I can't say that I'm not still excited, but it's definitely parts of this that are in my experience that I don't desire. I was telling my friend, I was like, I'm just having an experience that I don't desire. She's like, I like the way you're like simplifying this and articulating it. And like by the time we got to the like nighttime, we were kind of laughing. We were kind of laughing. And I started a new journal too. So it's like, I don't know. That was the other thing too. Because I was like, sometimes when I proclamate things, sometimes it feels like it's tested. But I'm going to use this time. I'm going to use this time wisely because me sitting here being sad, me sitting here crying, me sitting here beating myself up, or, you know, just being like, I was trying to go back through and be like, find it. Like, was my discernment off? Like, you know, what did I do? What did I miss? All of that, like, it's not useful energy. I don't think. Parts of it are, if in like a preview assessment, but after so long, just like going back through it and going back over it is not useful because I'm already here. So I'm like, let me just see what I can learn from this point of orientation, and let me see what I can allow myself to receive at this point of orientation, what information comes in, what's made available to me. I've gone through, I had to acknowledge all the emotions because it's a lot of them. I was like, it's embarrassing, it's frustrating. They kind of treat you like a criminal a little bit because you feel like it's like you do feel like a criminal. Like there's a camera in here. So this camera in here is it's a detainment room, but they check on you and they ask you if you need anything. I can't imagine that's happening with a family either. That would be wild as shit. Like I would be so uncomfortable. So I'm glad it's just me by myself. But yeah, embarrassment, a little bit of shame, for sure some shame. So I must have had some like residual shame in my body, definitely, because I was like, I just went through all the like, you know better, you should have done better, you could have fixed this, like you should have waited, you should have postponed the trip, you should have, 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 you should have. And then the man was like, well, she should have. And my friend was like, yeah, all the should haves out the window. I love that. She's so wonderful. Both of my like closest friends, I like kind of tied a chance to talk to. One of them was laughed with me, and the other one encouraged me and laughed with me, and I was just like, all my life I had to fight. It definitely feels like that sometimes. And when you're trying to like jump timelines, as they say, when you're trying to just project, into a new experience, you're just like, damn. And my mother kept saying, well, she kept saying, like, before I left, she was like, I want you to be aware of your surroundings. And she was like, oh, halfway through, she was like, just keep saying something good is not gonna getting ready to happen. Something good is getting ready to happen. Something good is getting ready to happen. She was like, just keep saying that. And I was like, okay. But like, I'm not even thinking, because I was like, everything good is good right now. But I have like my blood pressure medicine, because my blood pressure got real high, because I mean, would it not if anybody's in a situation, right? You get frustrated. I probably needed to take the medicine before now, but, and just to like not have my things, like, I'm pretty sure this is like, is this how the ancestors felt? Like, did they, like, I'm sure they did. Can you imagine a bee in a foreign land? You don't speak the language, stripped of this gonna make me cry, so I don't even know if I need to go all the way there, but like stripped of your things, of your belongings, like of the things that connect you to your land. You know what I'm saying? Things that help you that you've identified yourself with, right? That are part of your identity, right? My passport is part of my identity. It's like my my golden ticket, as one would say. I'm like, oh, you have to have your passport. You have to show it. You have to have it for entry and movement and all of these things. So to have that, someone else holding that. And I'm like, are they being responsible with it? Like, where is it at? Because I can't make a move without it. I can't get on another plane and then like try to get on another plane to go to another country for them to say that they won't allow me on because I'm a security risk, or the security has refused me, and then like all the other, like, there's protesting going on, and there's just like so much like social stuff associated with this experience as well. And I'm just like, and I couldn't go to the Maldives because the weather's bad. And I couldn't go to Sri Lanka because I was like, well, I'm 2 hours from the Maldives, so maybe I'll just go there. And it was like, no, you're not. You're not gonna go there. Which would have been nice. So, I don't know, kids. I didn't even know the Maldives was 2 hours from India. High key, low key. So that was interesting to find out. But I am going to deal with the smells that I feel like are coming off of my skin. And I was like putting hand sanitizer on my like arms and stuff because I was like, this don't smell right. I need to put some more on my hands. I just got some in my eye. Me and my hand sanitizer. Luckily, like I watched a bunch of videos, so I have like a bunch of, just like hand sanitizer, Evian, wash. I left a whole bottle like this on the plane. I was bummed about that. I was like, was I just tired? Should I just have rested? And I remember seeing something that was like, when you lack rest, that's when the mind is like the most chaotic. And I have been once I got back from a couple of trips, like, even though I took a week off, it was just like I wasn't rested, and I had been looking really, really drained. And I was like, it was looking like something was draining me. And I was like, I don't really know what this is, but like, I was like, maybe it was just me not allowing myself rest, for sure. Me moving into, I've done so much this year and been through so much, and like I had already planned too to like take off for the rest of the year once I got back home, because people were like, what are you gonna do for your birthday? And I'm like, probably nothing. It's probably just gonna be like, last year I didn't really do anything. This year was probably just gonna be like a quiet birthday too. Like, I just don't have the fuel to like plan something and do, and so I'm grateful. I was a little scared. I was very frustrated, but I'm proud of myself. I stayed calm. I didn't raise my voice at anybody. When they were telling me, like, they were like, do you have cash for your bags? And like asking me for cash to put my bags on, and could I send my card? And I was like, that's what we not gonna do. Like, we not doing that. Y'all ain't got nothing to give me no receipt. Like, nah, ain't none of that finna jump off. Not, I was like, they had to have a nurse like come and check me, because I was like, my blood pressure is high and my blood pressure machine is in my bag, and I need to see where my blood pressure levels are at. So I'll probably have to do that again in a little bit, because it's been some hours, so I'll probably need to take another dose of my medicine. But I am grateful. I got some vitamin C I'm about to drink. Put some hand sanitizer on my hands. And get some work done. And do some writing with the time that I have. And try to just make the most of the time that I'm here, because I know God is already working on something. And I don't know what it is yet, but I know it's something. So I'm just gonna I don't want to keep crying, for sure, because I do feel it in there wanting to emerge. A few more tears. But I know that this is already part of a plan. That's what's even more challenging, is when you know that if something alternate was supposed to happen, it would have happened. And there's a part of you that has to like also rest with that. That like, if God wanted something else to happen, he's turned me around before. He's had me be like, nah, or like, I kept looking at certain things and being like, oh, I got a sitter for Amaya. I got the schedule worked out. This person's going to come over. This is what's going to happen. I booked the flight. I booked the hotel, like everything. I booked my meetings. Like, luckily, like, it's also a Sunday before, like, I do have to, like, be fully in country and, like, doing all the things. So, I don't know. It's kind of like God was like, I need you in this solitude, in this moment, to go through this process, so that there's going to be something that's going to come out of it that's going to be so valuable to you in in who you're becoming, and what you're going to need, and what you're going to actualize, and what you're going to bring forth. And we don't always know, we can't always see what that moment is going to look like, right? I had been wow. I had been having dreams, and God had been saying, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. And I was like, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. And he gave me that. It's in my other journal. and the one that's at home, and he kept bringing that message to me, and it was like about faith. But then, like, I may need to go back and really read it today because um, they were being accused. They were like, kind of like not following somebody else's rules, and they was like, "Nah, we ain't gonna do that." And then he was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna put y'all asses in the fiery furnace." I be cussing while I'm telling the story about God. And but y'all know what it is. Put y'all asses in the fiery furnace, and then they didn't burn up. So maybe that's where God has me. Maybe this is my fiery furnace, and maybe this is the final test. It is a small room. Once again, had him in the fiery furnace, and Buddy was like, the group were like, they didn't get burned, they didn't get singed, and he took them out, and they were like, oh, listen, whatever God Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego is praying to, yeah, he the one. That is who we will call by name. Because I do remember reading that part of the scripture during that time. But I mean, when I first had that dream, I was reading it. So I imagine that God is like, let me put you in a fiery furnace, or let them put you in a fiery furnace so they can see what my baby is made out of, who she has become. While she's walking with me. Because this has been a very significant time for me. This has been a very significant time of faith for me. This has been a very significant time of shedding. This has been a very significant time of connecting, of rooting, of understanding so much more about myself, and trusting. So if anything, it's the trusting, and it's the faith, and it's knowing. And I said this on my way here, knowing and trusting. So I'm going to know and I'm going to trust that the Most High is all up and through this situation. From every person that I encounter, from every moment, the Most High is all up and through this. So I'm going to know and I'm going to trust that. And I'm going to get to work and use my time here in the little room. All right, and I hope that inspires somebody if you're in a crazy situation, and you can be like, whoa. I hope that message blessed you, or at least inspired you to know that the Most High, God, Allah, but God is with you, omnipresent through you. And it's so beautiful for me to thank the people here, for me to show them my divinity in the face of adversity. When you can show people the God in you, even when you are in discomfort. That's what I'm equipped with. That's what this is about. Don't let the enemy ever deter you from your knowing. Because I'm going to come out of this situation that I got myself into, because a lot of times we do that. a little bit shinier, a little bit stronger, a lot more knowing, bigger. All right, peace and blessings.